Hello, welcome to Quality for Growth podcast. My name is Clara, your host. And today I'm very excited to be able to bring to you, our viewers, a very distinguished author of a book, Mr. Shadreck Lusambo. He is an investment financial analyst. He's also an author of a book, How to Start and Grow Your Business. How are you, Mr. Lusambo? And welcome to the podcast.
I'm right, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Good to meet you.
Sure, indeed.
Just before we go into details, can you tell us, who is Mr. Lusambo?
Yeah, just like you said, I'm a published author.
Okay.
I'm also a certified investment and financial analyst, and I think we keep that.
Yeah.
We can end from there. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, how critical is it? Because what we are speaking today, actually, I would like to make mention to our viewers, we are speaking about a relationship that actually remains there between couples and finances.
Yes.
And we are rightly placed to be able to have you here so that you can be able to bring it down and break it down for us.
Indeed.
To understand how to manage our resources, especially in a marriage and family setups.
Indeed.
Either as a business or merely as a family.
Yes.
So how critical is this, for couples to understand their finances?
It's the importance of financial matters for couples cannot be overemphasized.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this with all strength because the top 3 reasons why people divorce worldwide is because of financial problems.
Isn't it?
Actually, in 2022, during the time of COVID, we saw that financial problems were ranking second because families were spending more time together. And
yes.
people were able to understand each other at a much more deeper sense.
Yes.
But now we have also noticed that actually financial issues now are now topping the chart for divorce cases.
Isn't it?
So if this issue can cause you to divorce, people go and pay Banachimbusa to tell them those stuff they tell them before they get married.
On how to manage their marriage.
They tell them all
and
sorts
the
of
budgets
things.
and all that. Yes.
But they don't go to a financial advisor. So they go into marriage with all this relational stuff, but they leave out the one important that can make them divorce.
Yes.
So financial issues really are very important for couples to understand.
Could that be the reason why you actually authored this book, which says how to start and grow your business?
Okay, so basically this book, just like it says, how to start and grow a business, I was targeting somebody who is limping upon decisions.
Okay.
I often receive calls from people. I have 20,000 kwacha. What can I do?
What can I do with it?
What should I start? So I realize the reason people are failing in business because they are taking action without planning.
Oh, yeah.
So this acts as a guide to give somebody, where can I start from?
Yes.
If you are somebody with no knowledge of business, you've never done a business before in your life, how do you start? What do you need? So it's a book that takes people through different stages on how to start and grow a business, from the prerequisites all the way to growth and all the way to operations. So it covers all areas for somebody who wants to start and grow a business.
Absolutely. And you further mentioned just in the preamble of your book to say you are either a hustler or you're a farmer.
Yes.
Would you want to just delve deep into that and make somebody understand why did you have such a caption?
Yes, so I noticed that there are 2 ways of making money for people in business. And I came to assess the life of a farmer and that of a hustler.
Yeah.
And I noticed that, for a hustler to make money, what do? You have to cast a net.
Yes.
You have a big net,
Yes.
cast it,
Yes.
cast those butterflies.
Yes, absolutely.
But for a farmer, when a farmer wants to make money, what do? A farmer has got to create a garden.
Yes.
And then the butterflies comes into the farmer's garden. So if you notice between the hustler and the farmer, the difference is that for the hustler is the business.
Yes.
When the hustler is sick, the business is sick.
Sick.
When the farmer is sick, the business is still going because those butterflies still come to the garden.
They're still coming to the garden.
Yes.
They're still nurturing.
So if you observe, and you're going to see that hustlers, they have a very dynamic thought process. They want to do a lot of things, multiple streams of income.
Okay.
They want to, make profits quickly and diversify quickly.
And diversify very fast, yes.
Farmers are more thorough in the way they do things.
Wow. They understand the process.
Yes, they are a perfect example of faith because farmers put the seeds underground before they see a single drop of rains.
Look at that.
Even though they make losses, farmers don't quit farming. They understand seasons change. Sometimes they make losses.
Yeah.
They'll still farm.
Hustlers,
they make a loss, they quit, they diversify. Yeah. So if you notice, I was trying to help out people. You can have the hustler's energy, but have the farmer's mentality.
Wow. Because I love that. You can have the hustler's energy, but have a farmer's mentality.
Yes.
Wow.
And this is so because if you look at the way farmers do things, they have this thorough thought process. They plan for things. They know
Yes.
to engage, what seed to plant,
Yes.
which portion of land to use.
Yeah.
They know exactly what quantity of fertilizer they need, what equipment they need. They know exactly what they need for the starting season, farming season starts. For hustlers, we are in a hurry to make money. And this is why you see hustlers have multiple streams of income, but they make maybe out of 100 streams, you make 100,000.
Yes.
From a farmer, one farming season, 10 million.
10 million.
It's because farmers understand that the financial game has never been about multiple streams of income.
Yes.
It has been about creating a stream of income that shakes a bank account before you can diversify.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So there's an aspect of being stable in the business that you're doing.
Yes.
You know, you need to be stable in the, in the business that you have started.
Yes.
While you're having a farmer's mentality.
Yes.
So the things that you're actually advocating for is that people can actually spend time with their, their business, so to speak, that they can spend time in understanding their finances and their investments so that they can be able to understand that it takes time to actually grow money, that it may take time to grow, an investment and a business.
Yes, and
is that what you're saying?
And actually the point is, what I'm trying to encourage people is to avoid this notion, this wealth illusion that once you have multiple streams of income, you're going to be successful, because it's not true.
The overnight success kind of syndrome.
So what I'm encouraging is that if you look at the way farmers grow, when you see a farmer diversify, it means they've made money in farming and now they want to diversify. So if you look at science and research, we have been told that for you to become great and master something, it takes you 10,000 hours. Now, how many hours do we have in a day? We have 24 hours.
Yes.
So we go to sleep 8 hours, we go to work 8 hours, we have 8 hours to recreational activities.
Yes, for social life, yes.
That's the 8 hours you need to use to master something.
Yes.
So if you use that 8 hours in a day to master something, assuming you don't miss a single hour, it takes you 3 years, 4 months to become great at something.
Wow.
So if you're going to take
consistency,
isn't
it?
So if you take up five things, 5 different businesses at the same time, it takes you 17.1 years for you to grow them. Oh my God.
Look at how inconsistency can actually cost you time to be able to see the return on your investment. Absolutely.
So if you notice the successful people, starting from the Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, all the rich people we know, they first mastered something. It made them so much money, and then they diversified. That's what farmers do. But hustlers want to show that they have different streams of income, but they make tiny amounts of money.
Yes.
So I'm saying, before we diversify, there's a time to do that.
Okay.
So there's a chapter here specifically that says, when is the right time to diversify?
When is the right time to diversify?
So that you don't just get into different streams of income. No. First of all, make real money, have a stable cash flow.
Yes.
Then you can begin to look the other way.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and in terms of diversification, are you also one of the believers that you need to diversify in line with what you're already mastering at?
Yes, partly because as you diversify, who are your first clients? The people already buying from you.
Yes, who know what you are selling.
Yes, they're the ones who tell you, you know what, guys, I'm offering this, but I also have this.
Yes.
So that you use them as a test for your product to see if there's a demand for it. So don't just move from farming and then you go into transport business. No, that is too much. So you have to have the farmers' mentality to be able to succeed in this business world.
So now we are in the advent of businesses mushrooming, and that being the case, we are seeing a lot of businesses actually mushrooming from families.
Indeed.
And hence our discussion today.
Indeed.
We are looking at how money matters actually impact couples.
Indeed.
And whether or not in Zambia and in Africa, we actually do have couples that can actually run successful businesses and can be inspirations.
Yes.
Do you want to share a little bit more about that? Do you think currently that we have what it takes to run businesses as a family in Zambia and in Africa?
Yes, I do. I am a believer that if two people come together and then they begin to work together, two things happen. Number one, the chains of love strengthen.
Wow.
There's something about working together that just strengthens the chains of love, especially when money is involved.
Yes.
Because you have this understanding of your friend in a deeper sense than you ever had. In a deeper
sense, yes.
When they don't have, they don't have to say it.
Yes.
Because
absolutely, because you are working together, know they have what they don't have.
So just that reduces the stress, but also creates a platform for you to communicate in a much more honest manner. But the problem that we're having right now is that we don't have that transparency among most couples. And I don't blame them. I had a rare vantage point of listening to a talk from one of the Washibu Kombe, when they are teaching a young man who's going into mines. they have these statements they say, you can't tell your woman everything. So sometimes as a young man,
you can't tell your wife everything. Must she know
Yeah.
even your side hustle, your side money that comes
so
in?
you're going
your
into marriage as
PJs.
a tough guy.
Yes.
You see.
Yeah.
So sometimes your brain has been messed up before you get into marriage.
Yeah.
That's why it's important.
Oh my God.
What is important, we can't downplay the role that
Of
these
course.
wonderful men play in marriages.
Yes.
We have to be
Absolutely.
realistic and be alive to the fact that the seasons have changed.
Yes.
We need proper financial advice for people who are going into marriage, not just the traditional aspect of things, but also actual advice that can help them set realistic goals,
Yes.
expectations, and of course, just what to look forward to as a family.
Yes.
So I think we can run businesses. I've seen so many families doing phenomenal things in Zambia and in Africa, and I believe a couple that comes together and say, you know what, my friend, let's do this.
Let's do this.
They can do it.
They can do it. At which point, Mr. Lusambo, do you think that couples should actually begin to think in those lines? Is it at courtship level, or is it as soon as they get into marriage? How important is it, for individuals to be able to assess themselves in terms of knowing whether or not the partner that they're engaging with, whether before marriage or within marriage, is actually one they could actually, run a business with, and worse off, even have a joint account? Because I think that is some of the issues that we're currently facing.
I think the best time is the first day you meet. This is what I tell most of these girls.
Like on your first date, you're able to speak about.
Tell if you're dealing with an idiot. You are going to see the way this man is spending money, trying to impress you. You know he's an idiot.
Yes.
A real man will not be in a hurry to make you so excited.
Yeah.
Whether he has money or not. Because a real man, when he comes to you, he knows what he wants.
Yeah.
He knows exactly the direction he wants. And I think most men who are just don't want a lady who is excited, who wants to go swimming somewhere. No.
Yes, absolutely.
They have a plan, they have a way they talk to you. You're going to see there's vision here.
There's vision here.
From the first day, you
From
can
the
tell.
onset.
Yes.
So on the first date, you are able to know that this lady that I've got with me, that I'm conversating with, or this man, is actually one who is financially alert.
Yes.
Is it okay even to discuss these matters from the onset of your relationship?
Very important. The problem we have is that our girls don't ask questions. And I speak this with all strength. Try to give a lift to a lady. These kids can be in a car, hungry the whole day. They're just waving around, taking selfies. They don't ask questions.
Yes.
They don't ask, where did you get this car? Are your parents alive? Are they married? What have you learned from your parents about marriage? Are you in debt? Do you have any savings? Can I see your savings account? How long have you been working? Zero questions. They just say, you know what, he's charming, he's handsome, he has a nice car. And it ends there. They get engaged. The lady has got no idea how much money the man has in his bank account. She's never asked. She just say, he works for this company. He's nice. He spends on me. You don't ask.
Yeah.
Where do you get this money you're spending on me?
Wow.
How do you support your parents?
Yes.
What's your budget like?
What's your budget like?
They don't ask.
What's your monthly expense?
As long as they're giving money to go to the salon,
is your job on contract, or is it a permanent job? You need to know all those things.
They don't ask.
Lady entrepreneurs and ladies wanting to get into families, this is a conversation that you really need to get in tuned in and be able to get the insights from the financial advisor, Mr. Shadreck Lusambo. I'm so excited that you're speaking about that, because these are some of the things that we have actually seen.
Indeed.
Not only in the business space, but also in families. Because look, right now we are coming up with a lot of business ventures behind our homes, and we are producing things. And at the end of the day, people are still fighting, because at the end of the day, they've never been transparent when it comes to finances.
Yes.
So they married this guy, not knowing who he is.
Yes.
They relied on the good life that he was actually flashing on them, not knowing whether he actually got a loan, or is he in debt, or is he not in debt. Is his job on contract, and how much money does he have in his account?
Yes.
And also for you guys, how do you take a lady asking you those questions, like how much money do you make? Like, is your job on contract? Or how many men can actually take that question and not be offended? Speaking from a male's perspective.
One thing that stresses men is the issue around finances. Actually, it's the point of difference between a man who really is mature and an idiot. Because if you talk to a mature man... I love
the way the man who is mature and an idiot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you deal with an idiot, the moment you talk about money, they will say, Akon and drama, they will run away, they will block you.
Yes.
Because, and because of that, most ladies fail to ask.
Yes.
Because they think, what is going to think of me if I say, what's your salary? Do you have any savings? They say, But it's coming from a good place. If you are a mom, would you rather have your daughter marry a poor man? The answer is no.
Of course.
You don't want that for a child because they'll be coming to you for asking for money. You don't want that.
And can you imagine? Yeah, true.
So the thing is, for men, I think it's very difficult for most men. Even those who are mature, they find it hard to discuss finances. Even people with children in families, they don't discuss finances.
Yes.
And because they don't discuss finances, it becomes difficult for a lady to open up because she's scared of being judged. And if you see our young girls, we are growing up saying, "Kakonda drama, uzankala ule."
Yes, like the love of money is prostitution.
So they are scared even them to ask about money. They don't want to offend a man. They don't want to hurt your ego as a man. So a lady will know day one, this man is broke.
Yes.
But she act as if she trusts you. She knows you're happy. But she knows this man is broke, just pretending, just trying. He doesn't have. You make a promise, she knows this promise won't come through, she knows. But somehow they have a way of, entertaining that up until they get married.
Very unfortunate. Just as you are speaking, what do you think causes some men, okay, the ones that you classified as idiots, to be able to fail to discuss about, finances from the onset, either with their spouses or with their girlfriends from the onset, the ones they're preparing to set a future with? Why do you think they hide? Because some of them actually truly get offended.
Once you know that you are poor, you will not pretend about your life. But because once you know where you're lacking, what can be measured can be improved. So most of the men, they would rather show off. This is why you see the first 2 months in a relationship, men have money.
Yeah.
After that is now,
yeah. They can't meet you.
They can't meet you. They're just behind the backyard.
Yes. It's because they don't have the resources to entertain you according to how you started your relationship.
Yes.
Wow.
So what makes it difficult for some men, it is just the feeling of inadequacy.
Yeah.
Maybe the lady will run away from me. And then for some, because you find that they are dealing with a mature woman who is able to understand them, but they're just lying. Just lying. There are those people who just lie over anything. They just want to lie.
Can we talk about life in the city of Lusaka? You see, well, you get a lot of fake. You see a lot of fakeness. Like people, they look at life, the social aspect of life as the ultimate picture. I think this is where the whole thing comes from. Like the point we're talking about, where this man is hiding. He portrays a certain picture to this lady, picks her to some social places in Osaka, and be able to spoil her together with her friends.
Yeah.
And 2 months later, the man can't even face that young woman, again, because he has no capacity. Now he is in his real state of being. He's broke. He has no money. And what would you give as an advice to such people? Because I think this life is rampant here in the city. I think in every other city in the world, you find things like that and people like that. What advice do you have for them, male and female? Do you want to impress somebody in the first place rather than looking at real issues that can actually help you going forward?
Yes. So in every successful venture, be it a relationship or a business, I think from my experience, I've come to see that once you have a defined intention, it becomes easier to set a meaningful goal and a target.
Absolutely.
So most people, they start a relationship without intention. That is why they lie a lot. If you want to marry somebody, you have intention of, say, for example, maybe something meaningful may come out of this. You don't want to lie because if they marry you, they will know you lied. So I think lack of intention makes people lie. They just say, you know what, I'm just going to have fun. So they are able to lie to you because it's about fun.
Yes.
But if you are futuristic in this relationship, you want to be honest with the person. You want to be
honest with your partner.
Because one day I'm going to go and see their parents.
Yes.
One day they'll come to my place.
What picture do I want to portray?
So you don't want to come across as somebody who is successful and you're not. That doesn't end well.
Yeah.
And again, the issue is, you see, the other issue I've noticed also about ladies, I think if our ladies can get a platform where they can allow their men to become vulnerable and just express themselves, it can help.
Without judging them.
It's what I've seen.
To say he's a broke man, why is he following me around?
Yes.
I don't like broke people.
Yes.
But you don't know that as a lady, it takes time for money to be made. And practically you find those statements coming from women who have never even made a cent. They've nothing to their name. Yet they want a man who is fully grown, a man who has a fat bank account to spend on them, the money which they don't even know how he made it.
But I think I don't have a problem with that. If I have a child, if I have a daughter, for example, and she wants a rich man, I don't mind. I think I would be happy if my daughter married a rich man. I don't think it's a problem.
Nothing against marrying a rich man. But where you are saying I will not be able to entertain a broke man,
meaning
it's okay. You are not allowing the man to be vulnerable with you. And this is what potentially could have actually made the men not to open up to their ladies, no matter how they love them, on money issues, because they feel the fear of, being judged.
Okay, so let's split the two.
Yes.
There's a part where you say, I will not entertain a broke man. That means don't accept one.
That's what
that's okay.
Okay.
I have no problem
That's
with that.
their decision.
If you say, for me, I think I don't want a broke man in my life. I'm tired of poverty. I don't want to eat stories. It's okay.
I don't want to eat stories.
Yeah, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
Do you know why? Because even me as a man, I want I owe myself a good life.
Yes.
I want to be comfortable.
Absolutely.
I have right to choose. If I say I don't want a lady who has bleached her skin, for example, for me, I don't like that. So I have a right to choose what I want in a partner.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody who drinks because that's my right to choose.
Yes.
So if a lady says, I don't want a poor man, there's no problem with that.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's a choice. Leave her alone.
Yes.
But the problem comes in where you marry a poor man and then suddenly want him to become successful because he's married to you. Now that's wrong.
Yes.
Have you seen? Because in the first place, you knew this man is poor, but you married him anyway.
You married him anyway.
So how is he going to become successful overnight because he's married to you?
Yeah.
That's unfair. So if you set a goal, say, I don't want to do anything with a poor, broke man, suit yourself, I have no problem.
You're on your own.
But if you marry them, don't expect them to become successful overnight.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Just to suit you. Yes.
Just to suit your needs.
Yes.
And this is what I always say to ladies. I say, if you want to be very much happy with your life, and if for those who are in marriages, there's one fact you must come to a realization. Accept the financial situation of your man. If you've married a poor man, accept, I made a choice. I have a poor husband.
Yes.
This poor husband of man won't be successful because they are married to me overnight. No. It will take time. That helps you to have realistic expectations.
Yes.
And it helps also you to come up with ways of how you can support.
How you can support each other, even how you can succeed.
Yes, because now
it doesn't matter how you married, whether you are poor or not, you still have an opportunity to succeed together.
I have something I move with in my account, in my pocket. This is, you know what this is? What is it?
Is that an elephant?
Good.
Yes, that's an elephant.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Do you know why we identified it? It's because the guy who made this simplified it in such a way that even though they didn't have the actual features of the actual elephant,
yes,
you'll be able to know it's an elephant. But you'll be able
to show it's an elephant.
Now, if you notice, money in a relationship or in a marriage is like an elephant.
Wow.
Men are naturally offended when they can't provide for their family. They become temperamental. That's why you see tempers.
They rise.
Trying to follow where are you going? Checking your phone.
Yeah.
It's because men don't know how to handle being broke. They have this natural ability to provide for their family. When they can't provide, they feel bad. You understand?
Yeah.
So now, you as a lady in this family, you must help your man to break down this big elephant in his head into something tiny that I can hold, like this one. Because you know that this man is broke, this man I've married is poor.
Yes.
And I see how he's trying. He's trying to make things work. This man is coming late home because of me and my children. This man is doing his best.
Yes.
How can I help him out so that we can both succeed?
Yes.
Have you seen? So you know, if, for example, you're living in a very big house, help him out. Say, you know what, my friend, my guy, I see that you're trying to make these things work.
Yes.
And I appreciate your efforts.
Yes.
But is it possible that we can just maybe move into a cheap house?
Into something.
If this comes from the wife,
yes,
it means a lot. Because now the man will open up more. Say, you know what, I'm stressed financially.
Yes.
It was an elephant in his head and in the room because the wife knows the husband is stressed.
Yes.
The husband knows he's stressed. But nobody's willing to talk about it because it's an elephant in the room. So how do you do that? Simplify that complex financial issue so that your man can have an opportunity to express himself. And it's what it does. It does two things. When you give your man a chance to be free and express how vulnerable and stressed he is about finances.
He is financially.
It's very empowering. You know why it empowers? It's like when a husband comes to your home today with just one apple.
Yes.
Gives it to you, get the apple, put in the fruit bowl, don't eat it. You know what's going to happen? If you come back for tomorrow, you find that apple in the fruit bowl. He will never bring apples in that home.
Yes.
Because what he thinks is that I don't like apples.
They don't like apples. So when I take them, they'll stay there. They will not eat.
But if he comes with one apple, before he sits down, you clean it, you cut it down, you eat it. The chances are that this man tomorrow come with apples, oranges, and bananas.
Yes.
Because he feels motivated.
Yes.
He's been empowered by your action. You didn't say, no, bring more tomorrow. No, just say, thank you so much. You eat that apple.
Yes.
It's the same with money. When you allow your man to be vulnerable, to appreciate him for the efforts, even though you know it's not enough, it could be better, but just appreciate the effort, it's empowering. This man is going to go out there and just work and work and work because he knows my queen is helping out.
She's helping
grateful.
out.
She's
Yes.
appreciative. It's going to work and work up until it works because you've allowed him to work. But when he feels unappreciated, and by the way, 61% of husbands feel unappreciated.
Wow.
Only 35% of wives feel unappreciated.
Break that one down.
Have you seen?
Yeah.
Do you know why? It's because even when the husband is trying, nobody sees. Nobody sees. I'm sure you've come across husbands who look like they're about to die.
They look like they're
But
about
look
to
at the
die.
wife. Amazing. They look nice. Look at everything in the house. Nice. This man is stressed. At work, he's asking for lunch from his friends.
Can you imagine?
I look at the wife. Good-looking woman.
Yeah.
What is wrong? It's because she has just, sidelined him. And you know what? Your stress is your stress. You are the man. Provide.
Yeah, provide. So it's like it's a provisional machine.
So now because of that,
he feels overused and unappreciated
yes,
and drained.
Yes.
Wow.
That is why as a wife, when you see your husband is stressed financially, don't wait for him to come and say, men find it hard to open up when it comes to money. Say, you know what, can you shift? Let's move out of Kabulonga, let's go to a common.
Let's go to a common where we can manage for
where we can manage.
Yeah.
The man is struggling to pay rent. So in the end, you know what's going to happen? You begin to have fights that you didn't have. Use a 50 kwacha. We are careless. 50 kwacha.
Yes.
This is financial stress.
Yes.
He's simply saying, my friend, I'm stressed. But you can't hear it. You're simply saying, what is the 50 kwacha? Because you're not listening. But once you begin to listen, like I always say, the art of communication is the ability to hear the unspoken words.
Yes. Wow, that's fantastic.
So once you reach the point where you hear what your husband is saying,
without
him having to say
it, yes,
you can succeed as a couple financially.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. To that effect, that is one of the steps that actually you are trying to mention. Any more further strategies that, couples, particularly those planning to marry, those that are already in marriage, can actually, implement for them to be able to be good at managing their finances, because it's at that level that it starts before it can even escalate to business.
It's transparency. And this one goes to men. The reason why I say transparency is because it is transparency that brings about accountability. You can't be accountable for something no one knows you have.
That's it. That's the thing.
So
you are hiding your money.
Yes.
And I think that's common. That's common. Not only for men, it's also common in women.
Yes, it's common in women.
So we have both sides. This one hides their true financial, aspect, like their true value financially. And the man also is hiding. And so we have two dishonest people together. Yeah.
But in that case, it means the man has failed. Women love to hide things. So they would have money, but they will still ask for your money. So you as a man, you should not forget your God-given responsibility to provide for your family. So if for example, you married this ungrateful woman, this confused woman, you have to...
I love the word, ungrateful and confused.
Yes, because woman. I've seen women, like I said,
God forbid that you must be an ungrateful and confused woman.
Yes. And husbands know that. They won't say it, my wife is confused. They know, but they'll just not say it.
Yeah.
And here's why. Like I said, for you, the man, it helps a lot to look at your money as family money.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because you are the one with the responsibility to provide for that particular family.
Yes.
To provide leadership and headship.
Absolutely.
So once you take the lead in being transparent about your finances, it helps a lot. Even though your wife is confused, women usually, this is just my theory. I've seen that when you're dealing with a lady, they work with what you tell them in most cases. This is why you see people say, but this man's got 5 wives and is getting the 6th one. Why did this woman accept? Because he opened up in the first place. You know what? I have 5 wives. Can you be my 6th wife? So this woman will begin to adjust her brain that this man has got 5 wives already. So she will build her life around that fact.
Around that, yes.
This is why you see when you lie that you are financially successful, the lady will build a life around that.
Yes, yes.
So she will ask for big monies because that's what you say.
Because that's what you're portrayed.
So what we are saying is, can you be transparent as a husband first before your wife can?
Wow. So
that once you're transparent, you're going to be able to become more accountable in the way you use your money. Once you're accountable, that gives birth to responsibility. Because now responsibility brings about progress in the household. So the first step to financial progress as a couple is transparency, number one. That will give birth to accountability, which will give birth to responsibility, giving birth to progress as a couple.
Wow.
Without transparency, there will be no progress. Do you know why? Because the man is going to have some money. He's going to say, no one knows about this money.
No one knows about it. Let me just spend it.
Alcohol with the friends.
Yes.
Just drinks. sometimes even just dish out
Yeah.
to people they don't even like.
Yeah.
Because he's not accountable. So once a man accepts his role in a family of, no, I'm the head here, I can't be entitled to my money because I'm the one who has this God-given responsibility.
And we have goals that we want to
Yes.
achieve because we're already being vulnerable with each other.
Yes.
We know our financial positions. Even if this has come as a PJ money,
Yes.
I'm obliged to be able to explain it to my
Yes.
wife so that we can be able to sort out our goals. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So once the man takes the lead, it helps a lot. Once you take the lead as a man to be honest about your finances, number one, you reduce your stress levels.
Yes.
And number two, you create trust. You know what happens is this: every time you lie about your finances, you teach your wife not to trust you. And this is how this happens. Have you noticed that most husbands complain that when I give my wife money to make a budget, she spends all of it?
Yes.
When I hear that, I know this man has failed as a leader.
Wow.
Why shouldn't your wife believe you when you say you don't have?
Yes.
It's because she knows you hide money.
Yes, yes.
So you
yes.
act like some MacGyver.
I like that.
Have you seen?
So the reason why women actually, especially in the marriage setup,
Yes.
don't believe their husbands when they say, because they know this guy is hiding some money somewhere.
It's because when there's a big problem, suddenly,
and there are times when you tell your wife you don't have money, then there will be a problem, someone from the street, and you take that money and give
you sort it out.
But then the wife is going to think, but you just told me you don't have any money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you are teaching her, so you know what? Even if I say I don't have, I have something hidden somewhere.
Hidden
when things
somewhere.
go bad, I'll bring it.
Yes.
You see? So now when you generally do not have, you say I don't have, she still asks, you say, but I said I don't have. It's because you've taught her to not believe you. You've been acting like MacGyver. When there's a problem, miraculously sort it out. Oh, okay. So you are teaching her not to trust you. But once you become transparent, she won't even ask you. She knows, my husband doesn't have. She'll be the first one to say he doesn't have.
She can even speak for you.
Yes, because she knows he doesn't have.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So it's very important that I think for a man especially to take the lead in being transparent about it. You help yourself a lot.
Yes.
You save yourself some future stress, some future fights. But also it is easy for a couple to progress like that because you are transparent about finances. It helps a lot.
How do you think couples can effectively communicate about money? Because simple as you may put it, I think we still have a lot of couples that actually struggle to communicate issues to do with money. And that's the reason why we have also heard wives or husbands saying, no, we can't be working as a couple. Things like that. Can you just shed more light as a financial advisor on that?
You see, like I said, at the end of the day, it's about what's important to you. I am here right now because I thought it was important for me to be here.
Yes, absolutely.
I was supposed to be somewhere, but I'm here.
Yes.
So once you know what's important to you, nobody will push you to do what is right.
You allocated time.
Because you know what's important to you. So if you think family progress is important to you, then you're going to do what it takes to make sure you succeed as a family, as a couple. Because you know it's important for you. Absolutely. But if you don't think it's important, you'll be drinking around.
Yes.
You'll be hiding money. Money. There are people like that. Even a small money. Because they don't think it's important. And here's what shocks me. I've seen husbands who have ATM cards, and when they die, I see wives coming and say, no, can you help me out? My husband left some, I found some ATM cards. I don't know, who can I see? They don't know the password.
No, they don't know the password.
So you
That's
trust
true.
this woman that...
Passwords in marriage. Passwords are a very strict issue. You don't know
And that's what the problem is. Now, notice, as a man, which one is more dangerous? Because when you go out there, you leave this woman at home, she could bring another man in your house. That's more risky than an ATM password.
Can you imagine?
So you trust that, you know what? I'm trusting her with my health and my life.
And my life.
That she won't bring me a disease in this home.
And she won't even kill me.
But you can't trust her with a simple ATM pin. Why?
Imagine.
Why is that?
Exactly.
Because trusting her with your health is more deadly than a pin.
Yes.
You can change a pin in time, but if you get sick, you won't reverse it.
Yeah.
So it's just a mental issue that you have to understand.
It's a mindset.
Yeah, which one is more important to me? You know, because if you died and you've hidden money, your children begin to suffer, become destitute. How would you feel as a man?
Exactly.
No, the thing is that when men say, no, when a wife knows about money, she's going to be spending it. Here's my solution to that. I've said this.
I was going to ask that as a follow-up question, just as what you've mentioned. Yeah.
Yes, so I've said this. If you say your wife, when you give her your salary, your pay, she's going to make a budget exactly with that amount of money, she's going to be spending it. Actually, I love women who spend money. I think the whole idea of money is to be spent.
Yeah.
Have you seen? So here's the issue. you find that in a marriage, maybe they are usually women are on the saving side. You find that maybe the husband is more on the saving side, the wife is more on the spending side.
Yes.
For example. So now when the husband looks at this woman, says, this woman is careless. She's always spending money.
She spends all the money.
That's what he sees. A careless spender. Look at the wife. She look at this man and say, oh, he's a stingy Morgan. This man is stingy.
He's stingy.
Even in 50 cash, he has to just want to save it. Can you believe that? But if you notice, both of these people are not bad.
Yes.
They are actually very good.
Yes.
If you can save the money, then you can spend that money, you can invest it. So the question is, when you are saving that money as a husband, who are you saving that money for? What's the purpose of your saving? But again, as a wife, when
especially if your wife is not aware. So what's the purpose of your saving?
Yes.
If your partner is not aware of your saving.
Yes. So the question is, when your wife is overspending, you as a man, use that ability to make her spend on things that are going to help the family progress.
Valuable, yes.
Because we need to spend for it to make money.
Yes.
So if she's spending money,
just
ensure she spends on meaningful things.
Yes.
And if you're also saving money, who are you saving that money for?
Why are you saving that money for?
Don't save money to go and book some load somewhere. No, save the money so that you can use it for meaningful things. So come to a conclusion. Both of you are not bad. If your husband saves, is a saving mentality, it's not bad. If your wife has a spending mentality, it's not bad. Just tailor those two money habits into spending on meaningful things for the benefit of the family, but also saving for the
benefit of the family.
That way you're going to see something different, because when you're just looking at your wife, she goes to the salon, she buys this, 1,000 for just this. The husband. My wife once said, I'm the squash. For what? The wife said, oh, this man. The squash, you have to ask me. But the thing that both of them are not bad. You're very much okay. The issue that you have is that you just don't know how to tailor your financial habits so that you can do what is good for the benefit of the family.
You have to reach a compromise.
Yes.
And I think, you may not know how important this subject is, especially for families right now. We're having a situation where, like you said, where a spouse dies, and there's money in some bank accounts which the wife will never know about. And usually you find that it's other people who knew about the money that you had. Sometimes you may even find it's a girlfriend who is aware of that money, not even the wife. And they're the ones who can go and claim that, it's unfortunate. And the wife now is going to be moving from one goalpost to the other to try and find out, how do I get to know what my husband actually had? Because I know that he had some, but he never allowed me to even know what his personal account had, for example. So how do you just encourage, transparency? Just emphasizing a point on it to say, it's okay for a man or for a woman to actually release their PIN for their bank accounts, and better still, be vulnerable about their financial standpoint at that particular moment to their spouses. I know that there are other aspects. There are people who actually say, if I tell her about everything that I do, she can kill me and get the money. That shallow kind of thinking where, they could be right or wrong, but it depends again, which kind of a spouse did you marry that you suspect that they will kill you and go with the money? I mean, what kind of a spouse is that? Shed more light, Mr. Lusambo, on that one.
If you married a mad woman, live with it.
If you married a mad woman, that is...
Because, so I would say, before you marry somebody, do some due diligence. I've had a guy come to ask me about a relative they wanted to marry. I say, how is she? Do you think I'm going to be stupid to tell you about her? I'm not going to disclose to you. Find independent people can tell you things about her, not me.
Absolutely.
She's my relative.
So I'm bound to be...
I can't say anything bad. The whole family rise against me.
Yes.
So if you want to know about this woman, find independent people. Maybe go to the clergymen or church elders, congregation elders. Those have families within the system who are trusted, who can share information. Don't come to me. You're stressing me. Have you seen? So you find that even the due diligence, men don't do good due diligence. So it's because of that when they get into marriage, they discover, oh my goodness,
this is what I ended up with.
This is just not what I expected. It's because not being asking questions, not sampling, not trying to take time to understand. You wanted photos. Now you have photos. Take photos all day, but you have no peace.
Your true life now, the reality aspect of the photos that you produced is speaking something negative. Wow. You see, this is sort of the kind of reality we live in now. We have people that are this actually brings us to a point where when they're forming marriages, you spoke about something very profound. You said some of these financial matters should actually be spoken at the time of dating.
Yes.
You find they skip that to try and impress their suitor. And then now they're looking at the outer picture. Now, when we pose for pictures, he looks good standing next to me. No, I think, she's beautiful when she's standing and things like that. So you miss the actual point. You have not spoken about the reality of how you will spend your life going forward.
Yeah.
Because having marriage pictures is one thing, having engagement videos is another thing. But when it comes to reality in terms of marriage and money, these are matters that have actually, like you said, broken homes.
Indeed.
Homes that could have actually been on assignment and could have helped. So this is why people like you who have come up with these books, such as these ones, to speak about financial matters.
Indeed.
Because I'm one believer that financial matters do not only lean on the business aspect, they also lean on the family aspect.
Yes.
Because believe me, the person who is going to work is one who's coming from his home. What sort of a financial home is he coming from for him to manage finances properly in terms of a business? You may just shed more light on that one as well.
Okay, so I think for families, what I've always said is this. There's a very nice scripture in the Bible, and that is 1 Timothy 5 verses 8. And it says this. It says, a man who cannot provide for his family, notice, especially members of his household, is worse than a man without faith. Now let's break this one down a bit. The Bible talks about two very important things. It says, number one, a man who can provide for his family, especially members of his household. So there are two things.
Yes.
There's your family.
Yes, there's
and
members
then
of
there's
your household.
those who are in your house.
Yes.
Those in your house don't necessarily have got to be your family. But the fact that they're in your house, you have a moral obligation from God to provide for them because you're the one keeping them. So if you notice, the Bible has put up two different responsibilities here. There's one is a direct responsibility. Then one is an indirect responsibility. So how do you know this man is going to succeed in his business? You see the way he manages his family finances. Number one, how does he handle indirect responsibilities? A good example is you are married, you have kids, but you also have a sister and a mother somewhere or a brother somewhere.
Yes.
So you find that some men, even some wives, when they get paid, they get the money, they send the relatives first.
Yes.
Before they come to their homes and talk to their husbands or their wives. Now, that means as a man, you failed because you have a direct responsibility to do what? To provide for those who are members of your household.
Yes,
your household.
Also for your family.
Then after you've done that, then you can look at your family because the Bible says your family, especially those in your house.
Those in your household.
Which means your family can wait.
Yes.
But those in your house can't wait because they depend on you.
Yes.
You see the difference?
Yes.
So the moment you begin to understand, how do I handle finance? How do I do with my family members?
Yes.
So there's no conflict between my wife and my family. And this is what I say. I've always advised my friends and some of the people I know that, when you are a single person, that's the best time to know how to handle your family in terms of money. Because if you are always dishing out money to them because you're not married, and then suddenly you get married, the first enemy they will have is your wife.
Is your spouse, yes.
Because those dishing out has stopped. You are pretending that you are rich. So they say, no, before you married, it was nice, he was helping us, but now it's not.
Yes, so
you are just showing off for nothing. You didn't even have. Have you seen? So because of that mentality, you now let your wife come into a messed up expectation. They are looking at her as somebody who's stingy because you're no longer dishing out the money. You didn't have in the first place.
Yes, but you created that picture.
You had this facade. You told them, no, I'm happening. You're sending money every now and then, trying to be, this hero mentality.
Yes.
But you are forgetting that it is your partner who's going to feel the heat because of your careless behavior, trying to show off when you don't have. So from just the way you treat your family before you even marry, it says a lot whether or not you're going to succeed. So I say, just because two people are married sometimes, it's not a guarantee they have to work together in terms of business. Because it's not a guarantee that they have to work together in terms of business because we have different mental faculties and mental strengths.
Yes.
So you find that maybe the wife is more of a entrepreneurial minded.
Yeah.
There are people who are good at working for other people.
Yeah.
And there are those who are not good at working for other people. They are good at working for themselves. So you have to understand where you fall. And there are those who are able to do both.
Yeah.
They can work for people. They can run their own business. So you have to know, where do I stand? You see. So just from the way you handle your finances between your wife and your family, it can give you an idea whether or not you can work together with this particular money. Because if this person is careless, they get paid, they send to relatives. It shows two things. Number one, they don't care about you. Because if you're a wife, for example, a husband, then you get paid, you send to relatives. What are you telling me?
Yes.
You are saying, what? This is my money.
Yeah.
I can use whatever I want. suit yourself, but that's not a good thing to tell. You've not said, but that's what I'm getting when you
Yes,
do
that's the
that.
picture you're portraying. Yes.
But if you care about your partner, you will not just get money and send to relatives. No. Come home, discuss. What percentage of this money can you help out
Table
mom?
your responsibilities.
How much
Yes.
can you give to dad? How much can you help our sister? So that you have a planned sequence of helping out family members.
Yes.
Not just, unless it's an emergency. But if it can wait, let it wait.
Wow, I love that. If it can wait, let it wait. You know, because this is a very important aspect, especially where you mentioned to say not all couples can work together.
No.
In business.
No.
Because is it because, could you elaborate why? You know, because you said the mental faculties are different. Some of them are wired to work, you know, for others. Some of them are wired to be enterprising, you know, and could that be the only reason why they could not work together?
And then sometimes it's just the lack of knowledge. Yes, so you have to be very clear what role you set for yourselves as couples, so that you don't have conflicting views on matters
when it comes to working together.
And also just have documentation as we work together.
Yeah, very important.
You know why I say this? There are some couples right now, they know that the family to my husband don't love me, don't like me.
Yeah.
If this man died today, they will pounce on you. They'll be so happy actually, because they'll come and just grab everything.
They will come and collect everything that you labored for.
So it's very important, as you are buying assets, you are getting into it as a couple, you have documentation.
Yeah.
We know you are one.
Yes.
But there's death. So there should be proper documentation.
Yeah.
When you're owning things, there should be proper documentation.
That show the
ownership and how, because the business is a different individual from the two of you. So if you're going to become shareholders, what is the percentage that you're going to be getting?
Each to so each, yes.
If anything happens that you don't want to happen, even just divorce happens, you don't want to start, going back and forth, because there will be documentation to help you out. Okay,
which shows already this is the shareholding.
This is the thing, and this is the thing. And I share this because I had a client some time back who came to me. They had, they met this man. Very looking, these girls want somebody. Want somebody who's charming, such kind of nonsensical stuff.
Yes.
So she meets
nonsensical stuff.
Yeah,
Because I want somebody who is charming.
Yes.
One who looks a certain way.
Yes.
And with a certain amount of money. Yeah.
So now she meets this man. They begin to date. Fast forward, they get married. Now this man tells us that get a loan, because he just got employed. She was employed for some years, so she qualified for a loan. So she got a loan. And then they agreed they'll be using the man's salary to cater for the home. They got a loan, and then they used that loan to get married, to use the wedding and stuff like that.
Wow, fantastic. Okay.
1 year down the line, they start fighting. Before they knew it, they were in court divorcing.
Oh my God.
So this woman brings up an issue, says, what, actually I got a loan. This man told me that I should get a loan with it for the wedding. The man refused. He said, no. I never told you to do that. I didn't know about that. So now, even in the court, there's no evidence. There's no document to show that this is what was agreed upon. So now they divorced, and now the woman has got a loan to pay. People can be heartless. When people are separating, they don't care.
In fact, people they can be heartless when they are separating.
Yes.
You will forget these are the people who once loved each other.
Yes. So because of that imperfection that comes into when people are separating, to just handle such kind of stress, have documentation. So this woman pays for a loan, which she used to finance the wedding, and this man is happily enjoying himself somewhere else with a full salary. So she's in debt for the next 5 years because there was no documentation. So once you have documentation, it saves you from future stress.
Yes.
Here's the point. It does not mean you don't trust each other, no. It does not mean there's no love. Love is there.
Love is there. Trust is also there.
It simply means you are
aware of the unforeseen.
Yeah.
You are aware of the unforeseen circumstances that may actually hit your union.
Yes.
That's very true. That's absolutely true. So what are some of the insights that are here? I know this is a business book.
Yes.
But what are some of the insights that are here, Mr. Lusambo, that you think couples can actually thrive on, that you'd want to mention on this podcast?
One of them that I like is chapter number 15.
Okay.
It talks about anger and aggression. Among many other things that people can. For example, I've put about 9 steps that, how to grow using date, how to use technology, social media, all these things I've put in this book. But one of the chapters I really like is chapter number 15. I think it talks about anger and aggression. And this says that success is not free.
Success is not free.
It is not free. If you are going to be successful, there is something that you must give up.
Wow.
Something must die for a new thing to grow.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to tell people, especially maybe somebody, couples or people who want to go into business, is that you must reach a point where you begin to avoid wishful thinking.
Yes.
Wishful thinking is the tendency to believe in a reality that is not true because you want it to be true. And because of that, you end up ignoring a reality in front of you for a future you cannot dream of. And most couples do this.
Yeah.
Every year in December, they go to church with notebooks, and then they begin to say, I declare, I command, they have all these goals.
I command.
But one thing
prosperity
they forget.
Enter our home.
Yes. They forget one thing, that God is way, way superior than we are. Human beings, we have zero capacity to command God to do anything for us. Whether you say, I command, I decree, you're wasting time. You can't command God. The Bible is very clear. Genesis 11, verses 4 and 5. It says that just as you do not know how the bones are forming in the womb of a pregnant woman, so you do not know the work of your true God who does all things. Sow your seed in the morning and don't let your hand rest until the evening.
And just in conclusion, Mr. Lusambo, just before you go, as a business strategist and a financial trainer, what are some of your recommendations and tips that you think you can give to, all the couples out there?
As a couple, your role is to give God something to bless. Stop wasting time saying, I command. You can't command God.
You can't command without an action.
How many things have you commanded in your life that have not happened? You're still commanding. You can't command God. Just give God something tangible to bless.
Yes.
So that your efforts as a couple can be blessed. Because the Bible says, if you find a wife, you find a good thing.
Yes, absolutely.
The question is, you as a wife, are you a good thing?
Are you a good thing? You must be able to evaluate yourself.
Yes. So
what value you're bringing.
That's the point I can just say. When you're a couple, sit yourselves down. Don't avoid wishful thinking. Yes. Just sit down and say, my wife, we have been married for 5 years. What do we have? You find that people are married for 5 years. They just have iPhones. Just iPhones. And they borrowed car somewhere. And there are some of these people happy. They are pretending to be happy. But they know they are stressed.
I love the fact that they are somehow looking like they are happy.
But they are not.
But it's a borrowed happiness.
They have to sit down and say, my wife, my husband, we have grown. Our kids are coming up.
Yes.
5 years in marriage, what do we have?
What do we have?
Ask that question. Finish talk what if then that just opens up your mind to the reality that you're supposed to embrace.
As a husband, and you're saying, is this what you're beginning to ask? Haven't you known that all along this is how we have lived? 5 years now, 5 years. Today, on the 6th year, you're asking me, what do we have?
That's manipulation. That's what people manipulate.
Can men relate to that statement? 5 years. You're number 6 and you're asking, what do we have? What kind of question is that?
To keep foot. I want to know, what do we have?
I like that. Ask again.
Because it's the truth. The thing about the truth, even if this man pretends to be offended, when he's alone, he'll think about it. The Bible says a good man leaves inheritance for his children.
For his children and their children.
I'm going to live for my children and my grandchildren. Have you seen? Wow. So when you become honest now to ask real questions, what do we have? That opens you to a different world, because now you're going to realize just how poor you are.
This is very profound, and I think thank you so much for coming out to the men like that. This has been Mr. Shadreck Lusambo. He's a business strategist, he's a financial trainer, and he's got also something going. He authored a book which actually talks about how to start and grow your business. A lot of insightful information in this book that we encourage our viewers to be able to get. And to those that are going to be commenting on Quality for Growth podcast, you will be able to win yourself a copy of this book, which has been authored by Mr. Shadreck Lusambo, a business strategist and a financial trainer. Once again, thank you so much for staying tuned to Quality for Growth podcast. My name is Clara, your host.